whispering in the trees. It's two sailors and they're only.
We have Gail Rubin coming up. Let's go right to the phone lines and talk to Gail Rubin. Hey, Gail, thank you so much for joining the Region Underground. Hello.
Hey, good to be with you.
Thank you so much. Let's talk about, well, this is kind of I don't even know how to get into this topic, which is why we have invited you on the air. It's interesting, and also I think after you really look at it, it's practical, and
absolutely
everybody's going to have to deal with this sooner or later, right?
If you're alive, you're going to be dead sooner or later. Yes.
Now, where are you now? Are you in fact alive?
I am in fact on this side of the sod. I am alive.
Very good. Well,
just like talking about sex won't make you pregnant, talking about funerals won't make you dead.
Funerals and what have you. Now, do you have some creative funeral plans for people, or?
Yes, well, in fact, I just completed a project I call my 30 Funerals in 30 Days. During the month of October, I attended and blogged about a funeral a day, and really
is that in case
some amazing ones.
Is that in the event that your plane goes down? Like everybody's going. It's tough. I you know what? People are going to beat me up for joking about this, but I talked about a couple of days ago in anticipation of speaking with you today about the cremations that are sent into outer space in little capsules.
Mm-hmm.
It seems pretty weird, but kind of cool.
Well, in fact, I just blogged today about weird and wacky things you can do with cremated remains, including sending them out into space. You can put them in fireworks and explode them over your friends.
How about putting one in a bullet?
Yes, you can put them in put cremated remains in bullets. You can make them into diamonds. You can stir them into glass art.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That would be kind of cool to have your remains forever melted into some type of glass figure.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds pretty cool.
Paperweights, stained glass windows.
Pair of old shoes.
But also, cremation is really climbing in use. For a long time, the rate was probably about 35% of the population was choosing cremation. And the Cremation Association of North America just came out with their newest figures, which averages it now at 40%, and they're predicting like an 80% rate probably by 2025.
Is there any breakdown out there of certain ethnic groups that are cremated more than others?
Historically, in fact, Hispanic populations were not cremated, but that number is creeping up.
That's basically, I think, because they are generally Catholic
and being buried.
Right.
But, you know, even the Catholic Church recognizes the prevalence of cremation, and what they'll say is have a funeral with the body there and then be cremated after the funeral mass.
That's kind of weird, too, because isn't one of their final prayers, ashes to ashes, dust to dust? That kind of goes right in there with the ashtray kind of thing.
In fact, that's going to be my next funny films presentation. I give talks illustrated by comedy films to talk about funeral planning issues. And ashes to ashes, dust in your face, cremation comedy and creativity. That's going to be my next collection. One thing that you want to have on hand is information about yourself, especially that goes on a death certificate.
Such
when
as?
You think about it, I mean, if you had to arrange a funeral for your parents or a sibling, you know, do you have their Social Security number?
Oh, I thought you meant, like, for me, like, things such as King of the Sultry World, Mayor of Hessville, all those things. I'm pretty sure that that I'm locked into Would It Kill You? I think that's going to
Would It Kill You? One of the most
epitaph.
creative ones that I witnessed this year was a balloon fiesta. Of course, Albuquerque is known for the International Balloon Fiesta here.
Sure.
And there was a gentleman who was the field manager for the fiesta, and he died, and he had brought this particular family of balloons to New Mexico. So his family had a mini balloon fiesta for him. I'm out there at the crack of dawn on a Saturday morning, because balloonists get up really early in the morning, and they had set up two of his these special balloons, and there were several hundred people there, and they were given helium-filled balloons, and they let them all go at one signal. And then they blew up the hot air balloons and had a morning of flying. It was just beautiful. And then they brought all their trucks around and had a tailgate party and talked about it. And you got to make sure she's got the 5 things you must know now.
Well, let's go over those 5 things then.
Social Security number.
Oh, wait a minute. Rex, are you writing these down for, because I know she's not. Okay, wait a second. Rex is pinning this as we go. Go ahead.
Social Security number.
Social Security number, check.
Mother's maiden name.
Mother's maiden name?
Yeah, it goes on a death certificate.
What are you going to do, try to get into my bank account? Hey, Rex,
No.
Rex, make a note. Remind me to change my password. Okay, next.
Veterans information. If you served in the armed forces, you can get benefits from the government, but you need to have the papers.
Veterans information. That's an interesting one. Rex, I did own a dog at one time.
And also place of birth.
Place of birth, Rex. Rex, do you know where I was born?
Yes, I do. I can't.
No, he doesn't. Mount Vernon, Illinois.
The 5th thing is online passwords. Not required for death certificate, but if you die and take your passwords with you, you're sunk.
Rex, here's the deal. I'm not going to give you my passwords because I don't trust you even while I'm alive. But I will give you authorization to go into my house and grab the whole computer and burn it or beat it. Those are good, helpful tips. Thanks, Gail.